So, the missing link of personal transformation is what? Anyone tell me? What did I suggest a few times yesterday is the missing link? Mindset, heart set. It's right here. So I'm going to give you an actual tool that I've never taught before, but I've sort of taught it to my high-level clients, but I haven't languaged it like this. Would this be helpful, a specific tool to help you heal and release the repressed energy within you from life's hurts that has created this field of hurt I've been talking about that I have suggested is limiting you from your creativity, productivity, performance, and impact? Would that be helpful? Okay, so the tool is called AFRA, A-F-R-A. AFRA. The first thing so I want you to think about a time you've been hurt. Don't worry about writing this down, guys. I want you to experience this versus get it in your mindset. I want you to think about a time you've been hurt. I want you to think about some hurt that might be within you right now. Okay. The first thing is awareness. Locate the ancient wound activated by the present condition. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're at home and you have a significant other or a child or a friend and they say something to you that causes you to react in a way you don't want to. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Yeah, everyone? Excellent. Excellent. I want you to they have just touched an old wound. Everything is old. Because if you were in your state of awe and wonder that I walked you through yesterday in that model, remember the model? Right? If you were in your state of primal heroism, you'd be in bliss and power and whatever. So the very fact that someone has come into your life and touched something means it's old. It's never about the culprits you think it's about. The more you do this work, the more familiar you're going to be with it. You'll develop, it's like speaking Spanish or Chinese, Mandarin or Italian. The more you practice the language, the more fluent you will become. Right now, some of you, this is just a whole new world. But trust me, as you practice and learn, like a language, you will become fluent in it. So, what happens is when someone activates a wound, it's always an old wound. And the big idea here, the bigger the reaction, the deeper the wound. You know the size of the wound by the extent of the overreaction. If it's hysterical, it's historical. How many people have had someone just freak out on you for something that you think is very, very small? Show of hands. Could everyone put up their hands? Isn't that true? You know, and how many people have experienced this with your partner? It's okay to put your hands up, guys, especially if your partner is not here, right? But that's the power. That's why there can be incredible heart set healing in intimate relationships. Because with the people we love the most, we are the most open, raw, and real, and we present our greatest selves. That's why we fall in love with those people. And we also, the sunlight brings up the shadows. That's why your intimate relationship is the greatest place for heart set healing. So when your partner overreacts or when you overreact, what happens is if it's hysterical, it's historical. They have simply touched an old wound. So I want you to locate a wound within you and awareness. So AFRA, you become aware of it in your body. Or sorry, the first part is you become aware of it. Second thing you do is, this is the tool. Once you are aware, oh, I just got activated, you start to feel it in your body. So F is feel it in your body. Experience the feeling in your body. Okay? Experience the feeling in your body. 3, It sounds very simple. It takes practice, but release the old hurt and actively let it go. Release the old hurt and actively let it go. And then finally, after you've done that process, rise and advance micro-transformed. I know it might be foreign at this point. It's a very powerful tool. I've explained to you how you do profound healing to release the repressed, toxic emotions that have built up through life's hurts, life's disappointment, life's resentments. The reason why you are not where you want to be is not because you're not getting it psychologically, it's because you're not getting it from a heart set point of view. This has helped me massively. Does it help you with your income? Massively. I've shared with you, like, if your field of hurt is strong because you haven't worked through all the repressed emotions, that is what's blocking you from everything that you want. Everyone clear on that, right? Good. So I really want you, so let me give you an example. Let's say I go to a billionaire's party, and one of my wounds is, I can get activated. Now, I've come a long way in 20 years, but I can get activated because then I feel like I'm not enough. Am I the only person in that, or? Oh, okay, good. I felt a little lonely for a second there. I thought I was in a room full of Buddhas or something like that. Anyway, so what I now notice, because of the practice, like someone practicing a language, is I'm now fluent, and I say, oh, why am I feeling so bad about myself in the hotel? And literally, if I'm activated, I can go right into, I haven't done very much, and I haven't done enough, and I'm just a beginner, and I just feel really bad about myself. I'm just being really vulnerable and honest because I want to serve you. And so if I'm caught up in the energy field of that old wound, I literally can't see the truth. Everyone with me so far? Anyone know what I'm talking? So those of you who've done this work know what I'm talking about. You're caught up in the old wound and the old feeling. It's called regression. And it has nothing to do about the billionaire, and it has nothing to do about your teammate or the customer or your wife or mother or whatever. It's about you. And the great news for each of you is that means you have the power to make the change. So then I would go, deep breathing gets me out of the amygdala, it gets me out of survival mode. That's what's happened, okay? And then journaling helps, getting to nature helps, praying helps, resting helps, okay? So sometimes this could last an hour, sometimes it could last days. Guess what, guys? If you want to go really deep, sometimes it could last weeks. How many people have gone into a place where it lasts weeks? Oh, wow, look, that's why you're in this room, okay? And you just don't feel your usual self. There is nothing wrong. Life has just given you pure gold. Because that, Pema Chodron, the Buddhist monk, said it beautifully. She goes, the fact that an old feeling has come up from your subconscious is awesome. Now, she didn't say awesome, but that's me saying, but she said, it's awesome because the fact that you're feeling the sadness, the anger, the resentment, the self-hatred means that the feeling is up from the subconscious where it was within you, affecting everything, your performance, your productivity, your creativity, and you're feeling it, which means it's not subconscious now, it's what? It's conscious. Oh, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm this. That's great. A bad day for the ego is an awesome day for the soul. And so your ego is saying to you, oh, everything is bad. I want to be happy, wappy, and I want to be, watching Netflix and, hanging out with the cool crowd. But you're playing a different game. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here at Personal Mastery Academy. The wiser part, if you got you into this room, do you really think everything is so random? You're here for a reason. You're meant to do amazing things on the planet. You're one of the heroes of the world. You're a pioneer. You're a path blazer. There is some reason you are here in this room with me, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. So, you realize you're activated. The more the great payoff is every time you do the Aphra tool, you release old energy. You're a different person every time you use the tool. Is that not amazing? Your energy is higher. You're healthier. So here's what happens. So let's say I'm in my hotel room and I go, oh, I feel like nothing. But now because I've practiced it so much, I have much stronger awareness. I go, there's another one of my I call it ancient wounds, my core wounds, activated, not feeling like I'm enough, not feeling like I've done enough, okay? So that's got it. It's not about the billionaire. It's about me. And thank you, Spirit. Thank you, life. Thanks for the opportunity, right? This is a chance for me to rise in health and authenticity and true power. And so what I do is from the awareness. Is everyone with me on the awareness? Everyone? Everyone? Right? I'm aware. Okay, that's me. That's this. You can even label the core wound. That's what you want to do. Classify it. Classify it. Okay, that's just activated, not enough, because, it all goes back to childhood or whatever. F. What's F? Once you've got the awareness, then you experience it in the body. Repressed emotions are stored where? In the body. You see the power of heart set? You see how transformational it is? It's the missing link to personal mastery. This is what I want to bring to the world. Heart set, mindset, heart set, health set, soul set. 4 interior empires. So now what you do, you feel it in your body. Those of you who are new, you're going to go, what are you talking about? I remember when I started this, and I would be doing this work, and I couldn't feel anything. I felt nothing. And I bet you there's a lot of people in this room that know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you don't feel your feelings, then you can't feel the glory of a sunrise. You can't look at your kids when they're playing and whatever and feel the joy. If you can't feel the joy, that's why you're maybe not as happy as you want to be. You want to feel, when you're doing your work, you want to feel the glory of your creativity. You want to feel it. You don't want to I went to a business conference, and here's what I need to do for my marketing and my strategy. Yeah, that's really important, but if you don't feel service, you don't feel the poetry of what you're bringing to the world, it's not going to be magic. You see the power of feel? We are meant to feel. Little kids feel. We've been blocked to feeling. So step number 2 is it'll come with time if you're frozen in your feelings. And how many people are frozen in their feelings? Put your hands up. Just be honest. This is a room of honesty. Half the room. It's because of micro trauma and macro trauma, I suggest to you. What we do is, if you've been hurt, what's the way to protect yourself from being hurt? You build a wall. Is this profound? Show of hands here. You build a wall so you can't feel hurt. And so guess what? You live in your head, but you're not going to change the world, and people aren't going to fall in love with you, and you're not going to enjoy gratitude and joy and all the beautiful high-level heart set emotions if you build walls. And if you build walls, people won't be able to connect with you. And if you build walls, you won't be authentic. You'll be an imposter. You'll have this wall around you. So you talk like this, you talk like this, and everything is, you hear people talking like the more authentic you become, the more you want to walk up to those people and just go, be alive, be real, be human. I want to get to know who you are. And so it's a process, and I sure was, 20 years ago, I didn't feel anything. But as I did the heart set work, it all came. And I still have a lot of work left to do, but I'll tell you, I feel, that Uber driver in LA, I felt, the Danny in New York and Soho, I felt the connection to him. We were in Soho, and there was a married couple at this little French restaurant, and it was a really simple gesture that any one of you could do. But I said, I talked to the server, Will, and I said, Will, would you send them a bottle of champagne after we leave, please? Because they were celebrating on the terrace. They were celebrating their wedding. How easy is that, right? And it was just, and I felt it, and we felt it. We felt so happy to do something for someone on their wedding day. And it's just, this is how you enter the magic, right? But it comes from feeling. So everyone with me on step number 2, you then locate the body and the emotion. Sometimes it's in the solar plexus if it's fear. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Sometimes it's in the stomach, sometimes it's, it could be all over. And what you do is you just feel the contraction, or you feel the feeling, breathe into it, and eventually it's going to release, and that gets you and then you make the intention, okay, I got it now, I located it, I feel it, I'm awake to it, this is old, it was stuck there before, it's on its way out. Imagine I'll have less anger, or less sadness, or less resentment, or less toxic emotion after I feel through. So you feel it in the body, and then you make a conscious intention to release it. One of my favorite books, I've recommended it to IconX. It's called Letting Go by David Hawkins. It's a very profound book. I've recommended it to other people. I recommend it to you extremely highly. Read the book, and it'll really help you. So you say, I know when I first was learning this or figuring this out, it was like, people say, let go, just let it go. And here's what I would do, because I'm very analytical. I used to be a litigation lawyer. It was, what do you mean let it go? Like, what does that mean? Just let it go. So here's, with precision, I hope for you, what I mean by letting it go. You literally locate the feeling, and then you just make an intention and a conscious choice to release it. I know that sounds a little vague, but you just literally say, I choose to release it, and I choose to let it go. Is that helpful? And then the final is ascend. What do I mean by ascend? Afra, just after you've done this tool, and you do it every day when something activates you, then you are at a next level of health and true power. I made a distinction yesterday about fake power. That's what society calls power. What are some examples of fake power? Title. There's a good book out there called The Leader Who Had No Title. I've heard it's good. So what else? Title. Toys, money, fame. Pardon me? Infamy? Yeah, getting famous or whatever, exactly. Is there anything wrong with toys? Have I suggested there's anything wrong with toys? Have I suggested there's anything wrong with flying private, if that speaks to you? Have I suggested there's anything wrong with making a lot of money? Am I trying to help you make a lot of money? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Yes. So be in the world, but not of the world, right? Play the game, but don't be addicted to the game. Enjoy the pleasures of life fully, but don't need those things. The great saints and sages talked about detachment. I really hope this tool has been helpful. Is it a helpful idea? Just really practice it. Thank you. Thank you. Really practice it.